Hey everyone, Robert Musica here with the Legacy Home team. I hope you're having a great summer so far. Today's video update is going to be a little different. I want to talk to you again about something you've heard a lot about recently, rising inventory. We are seeing it everywhere right now, at least here locally across North Texas. But one thing I've noticed is that when I speak about inventory, it doesn't always sink in. And when I speak in terms of months of inventory, which is the way we measure inventory in real estate, I'm not certain the full extent of this is really understood. So today, I'm going to show you. For starters, let me tell you that in May, our inventory levels continued to rise, quite dramatically in some areas. In fact, in May alone, over 19,000 new residential listings hit the MLS in North Texas. That's one of the highest monthly totals we've seen in over 2 decades. Now, for those selling a home this summer, or those who make a living selling homes, we've definitely ventured out of our comfort zone. But have no fear, not all is lost. There is a solution. But first, let me show you the inventory data itself. It shows the month's supply of homes for sale in 75025, which is my zip code. This is in Plano. This is over the last year. This is where I first noticed the large spike in May. I saw for sale signs going up all over my neighborhood, and I came in here and viewed the chart on June 1st after I got in the May data. And you'll notice that in April, the months of inventory was 3.6 months. In May, once the data was released, it went up to 5 months. Over almost a month and a half's worth of inventory added to my zip code in just 1 month. If we were to zoom out a little bit and look beyond my zip code into the city of Plano, you'll see that over the past 3 years, the inventory has been around 2, in the 1s, in the 2s, in the 2s, and in Plano up to 3.4 last fall, and then down again. And now in April it was 3.3, and in May it was 4.3. Jumped up, it looks like an entire month there, 3.3 to 4.3. Now we will pull out and look into the entire county, Collin County. In May, it was at 4.3 months of inventory, in April, and now in May, we're at 5 months of inventory. Still a noticeable spike. If we look at the entire North Texas region of our MLS system, we go from 5 months to 5.4 months of inventory of homes. But what is inventory of homes? How do we measure months of inventory? What we do is we look at how many properties sold on average every single month over the last 6 months. And then we look at how many homes are available actively on the market. And when we look at the raw numbers instead of the month's supply, it becomes a lot more concerning, maybe the right way to put it. So I'm going to show you this graph right here. What you have on the blue line, goes back to January of 2015. The blue line is how many homes sold each given month. And so as you know, it goes on and on and on. Every month is a new data point. Well, this line right here is 10,000. So you'll notice that this line really is consistently hovered around the 10,000 mark. Sometimes, in certain times, it drops down to near 5,000. That number right there is 5,300. Sometimes it jumps up to 15,000. But it seems like there is a comfort zone around 10,000. 10,000 homes per month seem to sell in our North Texas MLS system. That is just the comfortable number. Well, from 2015 until COVID, there seemed to be anywhere between 15,000 up to 23,000 homes for sale. Somewhere in that 15 to 20, 22, 23,000 range. That's how many homes would be for sale. Then in COVID, we had a deep drop off. Not very many homes were listed on the market. or rather, when they did come on the market, they immediately got bought. Well, since January, or really the spring of 2022, we have started to see the rise of inventory, and it has just continued to rise. Last fall, I shared with you that inventory had been reaching levels not seen in a very, very long time. And now here we are almost at 60,000 listings active in our North Texas market. That's through the end of May. So June, I suspect, may be even higher. We will probably cross that 60,000 mark, I would guess. Now, if you look at the gap between these two lines, the green line and the blue line, this is why it is so concerning. If we are still selling around 10,000 homes per month in our marketplace, there are probably more than 10,000 buyers. But if there are 10,000 buyers that are willing to actually close in a given month, and there are near 60,000 homes available on the market, that means there are a lot of homes, almost 50,000, that are on the market that aren't going to sell in a given month. And we just don't have enough demand, or enough buyers rather, to account for all of that inventory. And if you were to head back over to the graph that I showed you before about months of inventory in the entire MLS region, sitting at 5.4 months for May of 2025, we can look back as far as the early 2000s before we will find a month where we had 5.4 months of inventory. In fact, you have to go back to March of 2003, over 22 years since our marketplace has experienced higher than 5.4 months of inventory. And that's why this is such a big deal. Now, what does this mean for you? What do you do if you're selling a property in a market with such massive amounts of competition for only a handful of buyers? Yes, the market is shifting, but we are shifting with it. It all starts with traffic. We need to find a way to get people through the door, and that comes down to marketing and presentation. We at the Legacy Home Team invest our money into our clients' listings to provide them top-notch, magazine-like photography that will help your home shine at its brightest for users who are browsing online. We also pour our money into marketing beyond just the MLS to make sure we get significant amounts of views online and bump up to the top of prospects' lists. And when showings have seemed to slow down in our marketplace, we make sure to always host open houses on weekends to get extra shoppers through the door. Now, this list is not comprehensive. There are many other very important things to do, such as preparing the property correctly, staging, and reverse prospecting that we can do and help our clients with. If you want to learn about our entire marketing plan and how we set your listing up for success, reach out today. Or if you're thinking about selling or just want to understand how the market shift affects your home's value, give me a call. I'd love to walk you through it. Until next time, stay cool and stay in touch.